Abraham Lincoln said, if I have 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 6 hours to sharpen the axe. Welcome to Aanu's growth series for today. If I'm not wrong, today is episode 9, and thank you everyone for joining so far. Like I said, this is actually a vision I have for Gen Z's 30 lessons I learned before 30. I believe it's going to help a lot of people. I have had great reviews and I'm grateful for that. I've even had people share my Instagram posts, put the YouTube video links on their status. I'm thankful. Thank you for listening to small me and watching me. Today we are talking about the power of preparation. So I've been ruminating a lot about things like this. I think I'd like to start by saying people who actually become great in life, they don't just arrive there. They don't arrive there. They actually do prepare for it. They think about it. They pray about it. They work towards it. Barack Obama was the first American president, Black American president, and he did not just get there by saying, I'm going to the polls to become president. No, he had his run, he had his career, he planned for it, he prepared for it. Now, what's preparation? Preparation is you first having a vision, a mental picture of how you think about your future, and then you start making plans, active plans towards making them a reality. Well, that's my definition of preparation. I believe it's a very good one. 1, vision. 2, you make active plans towards it. Joseph in the Bible, he slept one day. The next day he became prime minister. Do you think Joseph didn't prepare to be prime minister? He did. Since he was young, he had already told his brothers, your stars are going to bow to my stars. He knew, even though he was a slave in Potiphar's house, he knew that someday he was going to become great. He prepared for it. That's why when he interpreted the dream for the butler, he told the butler, he said, when you get there, don't forget me. Because he knew, I'm not going back to Potiphar's house. He knew that. I wanted to share 2 stories with us. Both of them are about my run in the diplomatic world with the United Nations. I started learning software development on my own. Like I just started learning it on my own. I was putting in effort, I was putting in hours. I remember the first laptop I bought, I think it was worth like $400 or $500. And I've been learning it with a borrowed laptop before then anyways. But to cut a long story short, when I got the opportunity to come stand before kings, I was ready. Like, the only motivation I needed then was for them to tell me how much the salary was. They called me in on a Monday and they wanted it before Friday. By Wednesday, I had gotten it ready. Somehow, I had prepared for it. Even though I didn't know where the opportunity was coming from, I had prepared for it. And that's one thing I wanted to say. Many people, especially people of my generation or the Gen Z's generation, they want to be great. They see a nice future. They see wealthy people. They see influential people. They see people doing well in life. They want to be like that, but they have not prepared. And this is kind of also talking to me about my next phase in life, preparation. And when the opportunity comes, it's one thing for the opportunity to come and then you know that you missed it. The worst thing that happens to people of my generation and the generation after is they don't even know that the opportunity came. They don't know the opportunity came. So if you're a Christian like me, you go to church, you pray, God, take me to higher levels, take me to higher grounds, and you don't upskill, you don't train, you don't prepare for it. You're praying for it, but you are not ready for it. So when the opportunity comes, you are either not ready or you consider it as a worthless opportunity. Why? Because it takes a goldsmith to recognize raw gold, to recognize pure gold, even in its raw state. If I'm not a goldsmith, if they bring raw gold to me, I'll probably not see it as anything valuable, right? But if you bring raw gold to a goldsmith, he's going to see it as an opportunity of a lifetime. And that's what's happening to a lot of us. We want to hold refined gold, but most times you don't get refined gold. What you get is raw gold. I think I'll go Google the picture of raw gold and then you see how it looks like. It's mostly not desirable. It's covered in dust, it's covered in sand, it's covered in a couple of impurities. But a goldsmith, oh my God, that's a gold mine for a goldsmith. So opportunity is one thing that we should not take for granted. Well, I'm not a believer in opportunity comes for but once, but you can't just keep missing opportunities. It doesn't work that way. There's no life gives our God gives second chances, third chances, fourth chances. But if you keep missing it, there's so much that can be done. My second story is, and I know most of the people involved will be watching this video. When I was working as a national, I want to tell you the story of how I became an international diplomat. When I was working as a national, I had grown in my career, glory be to God, but I wanted a promotion. I wanted to go international, but it was difficult. My manager didn't have the funding. It wasn't the right time or the right place, and my situation was even funny because I got opportunities in other agencies, organizations, but I didn't go because God said wait. God said be patient. That patience is actually a strength, not a weakness, because patience is you knowing that you have a plan B, but you cannot because you are restraining yourself. Well, to cut the long story short, I started studying how internationals behave. I wanted to be international, so I started studying how our resource management guys behave. I started behaving like my manager, who was an international. I started looking at how international diplomats make their decisions. I think I even went to see some movies. Till now, I'm stuck with watching some diplomatic or diplomacy movies. I started thinking like an international would think. When I make decisions, I was already like a manager on my own merit, right? But to become an international manager, you're dealing with diverse population, you're dealing with Hispanic, white, you're dealing with blacks, you're dealing with Asians, you're dealing with a lot. So you need to put all of that into it, and that was what I was preparing for. Keyword preparation. I didn't plan to say that. That was what I was preparing. I even joined the staff association where I was representing my colleagues just because I wanted to upskill. I was preparing for a future that I didn't know when it was going to happen. My promotion came in a funny way. My boss calls me. My previous boss, who then now works in Switzerland, calls me and says, Aanu, I'm still angry with you, but do you want to go international? And that led to me enjoying 5 years of being an international diplomat. just like that. By the favor of God, by the way, He presented the opportunity. But imagine what would have happened if I wasn't ready for it. An opportunity like that. In short, when my former manager called me, she was like, "You have to tell me yes or no." I was like, can I go discuss with my wife first? She's like, "No, you have to tell me yes or no now." And I just had to say yes. What? Because I was preparing for it. So opportunity like that came, and I just went for it. I went for it. Why? Because there was a preparation in place. And that's what I want to leave with you today. Your gift is going to open doors for you. Preparation is what will keep you there. There are places you go where your phone has to stay in your pocket. You don't bring it out. There are places you go where you don't go and eat. Like in my language, they say wobia. English, gluten. There are places you go. There are places you go where there is a dress code. I know this generation, a lot of people wear all sorts of things. But the truth is still that the way you dress is the way you are dressed. No one is going to take you serious if it's a black tie event and you go in a baggy. Like, seriously? That means you are not prepared for it. I wanted to say something now, but I'm sure the person is going to watch this video, so I'll keep quiet. But there are ways I was telling my wife about this person. Like, this person does not even know if their helper is at this event. Like, how can I go and introduce this person to say this person has this capacity when the person is not even well presented? So what I'm trying to say is opportunities will always come, thank God. But your rate of growth, it depends on how fast you maximize opportunities. I have about 15 years of professional experience now. In all of my 15 years, there's always been opportunities. Like, even the career line I am in now, it was just an opportunity that I had to take a decision very fast. Even coming to Canada, it was a decision that we had to maximize the opportunity very fast. So my word for you today is, how do they put it? Don't major on the minor and don't minor on the major. Make sure you spend adequate time preparing. It's important. Make sure you spend adequate time preparing for the future you want to see, because the opportunity is not going to wait for you to prepare. The opportunity is going to come, just like John chapter 6, and the first to jump in the water is who wins. So if you are waiting, like they will always say, you don't go to the battlefield to now start preparing how to fight. No, you are already a dead man. Before you cock your gun, they have shot you. That is how life is. They usually say it's a dog-eat-dog world. So imagine what will happen to the rats. You don't want to be a rat. And like I usually say, God has redeemed us to be kings and to be priests. Remain like that, but prepare for it. Train for it. Upskill. Think about it. Plan for it. Because only then is when you'll be able to say, yes, God did this for me. That testimony that you are waiting for is waiting for your preparation. There are some blessings, like my pastor, Bishop Oyedepo, usually says, that if God gives you, He knows that it will kill you. Don't let certain blessings weigh you down. Prepare for it. Before I go, can you tell me one thing that you see in your future and how you have been preparing for it? My name is Aanu Akinyera. This is Aanu's Growth Series, and the theme is 30 lessons I learned before age 30. Thank you for joining, and I'm going to see you some other time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.